Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Just Believe podcast. I'm your host, Herbie Mack. Today, I'm honored and blessed to have this lovely conversation that I'm really intrigued about. He gave me a little bit of what he wanted to talk about, and I thought it was interesting. And I was like, dude, we got to do the podcast. Angelo, how are you doing today, man?
Good. Thank you, Herbie. Thank you for having me.
And your show.
I love it. So far, you're doing an amazing job. And so far and for further, you're going to keep doing even more amazing job. So I can't wait for this episode and for the next one coming.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. So for my listeners that don't know too much about you, can you just dive in a little bit of your story?
Yeah, came from Greece, 2012 in the United States. And since then, I'm into fitness and programming. And in the past 3 years into self-developing and also trying to help others as much as I can to improve into fitness and also on the body and mind completely to change their lives and become something extraordinary.
Greece. What made you decide to leave Greece and come to America? Because when I look at the pictures online, they look amazing and outstanding. It's like, oh man, this is like my next dream vacation.
It's a wonderful country. Like every country has wonderful places to go and visit. We have excellent spot on this planet as for, let's say, for the sunset or for some other stuff, for some trees, for oil or whatever. But as compared to United States is still, and I don't know for how long, it will be the land of opportunity. And if you want to chase your dreams, and if you have the sky as the limit, I think United States is the one that gives you with open heart and anything you can imagine. As long as you keep pushing and you keep trying, this country is offering it. Just get it, go and get it.
I like it. So I can imagine once you came to America, it was probably like a culture shock as far as what you expect.
Oh yeah,
because
big time.
What part did you come to?
From the capital, from Athens.
Yeah, no. What part did you come to America? Did you end up in Miami or?
In Boston. In Boston, okay. A little bit outside of Boston, in Watertown. That was my first place. Yeah, living, comparing Watertown to Athens, and especially the country with the climate and the temperatures, and it was a little bit crazy to adjust. Over there we have tropical weather, like a 9-10 months summer, and I came to New England with 10 months of winter, and stay. It was a little bit insane,
Because I can imagine you wait, hold on. What is this snow?
Oh my God.
I heard about it. Now I'm in it. Yeah.
Yeah. When I heard about it, it was the year after that we had the storms of the blizzard in Boston, that we sat down the whole state for a day, and I was like, what am I doing here? What's going on? It was 10 feet snow, and it was a little bit insane.
That's good. Well, it's good that you was able to see a different season, because I know some people always wonder, oh man, I want to know how snow is or how it is to see 20-degree weather, right? You see about it, and you're like, oh, it can't be that cold until you're like, whoa. No, this 20-degree weather is really cold. But on that aspect, how was it adjusting as far as
adjusting?
Yeah.
The main reason I left the country, it was because I wanted to chase something else. Because I was seeing the limitations of Greece, and the whole system in Greece of you can't go that far, and if you want to go even further, you have to change the environment. You have to change the country, the whole country, unfortunately. So United States was a choice of. To reach the dreams, to make my dreams reality. And that was the first one and the most important reason to come here. So, in case to change and to become something else, you have to leave behind whoever you are and whatever you have.
How was that process for you? Was it just you by yourself, or did you come with
him? It was just me.
I know that had to be tough for you mentally.
Yeah, it was extremely hard in the beginning. Very, very hard, to be honest. You leave everything behind. You leave siblings, your relatives or friends, or the whole the language, your habits, your routines, your daily, your streets that you know, the neighborhoods that you grew up, everything you left behind, and you start taking over to another place. But the only thing that, you know, kept me alive and strong, it was the goal that you have, that, you know, you keep seeing the vision. You have the vision in front of you. I mean, far ahead. You see the sunrise, and you keep walking into the darkness. But you're saying, you know what? One day I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna be in the light. I'm gonna, you know, achieve everything that I wanted. And that was it. That was just blind faith to the vision. You know, it just keep walking.
That's powerful in itself, right there. Like honestly, because you know, so many of us, when I want to do this, but we have that mental block of like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm going to do it unless my friend does it, or I'm going to do it unless my family joins me. And for you, you was just like, no, my dream is everything. It means so much to me that I'm going to leave my family for this chance to have an opportunity to live the lifestyle that I want. I know it's going to be hard, but you was willing to put up that the difficulty of that, right? You're like, no, my dream is weighs more than the fear, I should say, you know, and that takes bravery in itself, because I'm pretty sure you had to adjust from the language. Boston have a different type of accent, you know, and a different type of tone, and that in itself, like, you know, you're probably used to amazing dishes, and then everybody's like, hey, try the chowder, and you're like, what is this chowder? I don't want this. Like, you know, so I can imagine like not only just language, food wise, just everything in itself was just probably a lot to take in for one person. So did you have anyone to lean on to call to, hey, you know, this is how I'm feeling? Or did you make any friends? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't keep everything inside.
To be honest, no. It was very difficult, very difficult to open a circle with people, because I started working in a restaurant, and the restaurant was 10, 20 years older than me, everybody. So it was difficult to make friends. It was difficult to, you know, to start hanging out with people and whatever. So it was just going from home to work to home, and it was just being all alone. And the only people that I had, it was back in Greece, you know, the few people that I kept contact with, and we just kept talking, you know, about, oh, how is it over there? How is it over there? And they were telling me the news from Greece. I was telling them the same. How is the different world that they never saw before? So I say, oh, this is new over here, and this is everything. And that's how it was going almost daily, because I was working 12 hours a day. So, and the 7 hours difference we have with Greece, they are 7 hours ahead. So when I was evening for me, they were sleeping, and when I was leaving work, it was over there like 5 o'clock in the morning. So for me to talk with somebody in Greece was when I was taking my break at work, let's say at 3 o'clock, and over there was 10 o'clock at night. So somebody who was sleeping earlier, so it was very difficult. Sometimes it was taking weeks for my best friend, let's say, to connect with, because when I was working, he was sleeping, and when he was awake, I was sleeping. It was a mess.
I could imagine that, but luckily you did have a circle, even though like, you know, like, hey, I can reach out. Now, like, thankfully we have these amazing apps where it's like you don't even have to like call them. You can use that app like a WhatsApp, a Telegram, a Signal, or something like that, which is like so beneficial, because it's like, hey, I can just do a voice note. Hey, this is what I'm going through. They can respond, whatever. So that communication aspect, I love of that. So now that you was able to adjust, you start working, you're doing this. When did you realize, man, it's a little difficult for me to really achieve this dream of mine? Like, was it at the moment, like when you started working for someone else, or was it the first time when you moved to America?
No, everything changed. First I had a dream to become something else. Then I got a little bit everything clouded in my head, because I had to adjust, and I didn't expect it to be that hard for me, you know, because everybody is gonna get it differently. But it was extremely hard to adjust, and I forgot everything for for a period of 2-3 years, like goals, everything. I just kept them on the side. And I would just keep helping, family in Greece, and I was trying to help myself over here and do something. And it was like a non-stop work. So no goals, nothing, no targets, just a guy, just was keep working. So the work here made me forget the reason that I came to the United States. But I met some people that they were doing something else outside of the restaurants, outside of anything else. It was like a more IT people or into universities, and we start having different conversations. So this took me back and reminded me my goals and everything. So, and then I was saying, like, what am I doing all these years? So a little bit step by step, I start saying, you know what, let me put something on my head. Let me try to start something else and change my mind and chase something different. And different conversations from person to person, it was adjusting my mind a little bit more and a little bit more until I did try something by myself, and then it was the complete change and enlightenment, let's call it, of just the self-development and progress, and go break the system, escape the matrix, and become exactly who you want to be, and find your passion and the vision that you have, and go after it.
Now you say escape the matrix. What do you mean by that?
So Matrix, for everybody that watched the movie, it's one of my personal ever favorite movies, because it's especially the first one. It's like a self-development movie. Like it shows you the messages one by one, how to become from nothing, from a blindfolded guy that lives in the Matrix, how to start taking the blindfold in the beginning, take the earplugs after, and then just expand your horizons and see further than ever before, and learn new things, and then slowly trust and believe in yourself and become the one, like Neo becomes the one on Matrix. That it means you can become the whoever you want to be, as long as you trust and believe yourself. So I was one of them, like in the movie. I was the one with the Matrix of just my routine, home, and that's it. Whatever, if somebody was telling me Jim Rohn or Tony Robbins or anybody, Carl Nightingale or all these legends, I was like, oh yeah, that's nothing. It's not for me. Until somebody would start making me questions about, like a philosopher, like the philosophers used to do in the past, like Socrates used to go to the preachers, and because the preachers had like a huge followers, instead of giving straight answers, Socrates was making questions to the philosophers. So the philosophers, in case to give answers, they had to dig inside themselves, so they couldn't give answers because it was against of what they were believing, and it was like he was trying to make them fail through his questions, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So somebody was making me questions about my identity and my personality, what my goals are and who I am. And I start making the questions to myself, and it's like I got like a Windows blue screen, I didn't know what to say. And that triggered me and really start making like different connections in my head. And I say, whoa, wait, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what is happening. And how everything totally shifted. Because I grew up in an abusive environment, family, and also neighborhood and town in Greece, physically and mentally. And it was one of the main reasons I left the country. And believing, I spent 27 years of my life believing whatever they said. Like, you are a loser, you can't grow, you are the same, you're never going to be anything in your life, you're miserable, you're, you many other bad names. And I believed everything. So I said, this is who I am. So I made everything that they said, I let somebody's opinion become my own reality. So I said, okay, this is who I am. until somebody said to me, why did you try this? He says, you telling me you can't read a book. Why did you try to read 10 pages of a book? And I say, okay, why not? So while reading the 10 pages of the book, and I had in my mind, like, my family said, like, you can't read a book because you're stupid. I say, I just finished 10 pages. And then I kept going. And then I was saying, oh, let me, somebody said to me, oh, you know what, you overweight and you can do any exercises, you know, you're going to stay like that in your life forever. Then I said to myself, let me do 10 burpees. So I started doing 10 burpees. And when I finished it, I said, I'm going to do 10 more. Then I did 10 more. And I say, oh my God, the people that I loved, they were the most wrong and you know, unimportant people in my life, because these people made me believe I'm something that I'm not. And now that I'm trying against of what they said, I'm seeing that I can become something else. So that's got me into fitness and into the motivation fitness of how seeing people that they try one push-up and they give up for the rest of their lives. That's how I got into fitness and motivation of make the other people believe that, man, this is not who you are. Whoever said to you that to give up, that you are overweight and you can make it, you have to try. So by keep trying, I realized that wherever you try and you apply patience, persistence, consistency, and time and patience again, and patience and patience and patience, and you keep waiting, just the extraordinary results are coming in your life. And that happened with programming. I started studying programming when everybody was telling me you're the biggest loser in the school. You'll never gonna become anything. You're gonna pick up trash from other people's houses and you're gonna make pennies. And I started doing programming. And I finished classes with programming, and I got my certifications with programming, and I became a programmer. Then with the people that were telling me about fitness, I became an ambassador of a brand for a fitness the last 1 year ago. And everything started changing. And then you start meeting people that now this is who you are, this is your path. So you're attracting, like you, I attracted you and you attracted me because you chasing the same path in the universe and I'm chasing the same. So universe got us together. So universe, let's say the outside of the matrix, it works for everybody individually when you're chasing for it. So when you're changing, the whole system outside of the matrix, it changes for you and directs you to something else. When you start becoming into spirituality and personal development, and you become something else, you start reading books, and you start listening to podcasts and everything, all of a sudden, Herbie's coming.
Shift. Yeah.
Yes, you see the
right
shift,
people.
and yes, and then Herbie comes on your way, and you say, okay, that's awesome. Then another person comes on your way, and a few days ago, we went to with Les Brown. It was with Les Brown on a Zoom meeting. He was talking about some stuff, and I got invited to it. And I was with Les Brown in the same Zoom meeting. I'm sorry, and you see everything just changing. You say, "Oh my God, what is going on?" But you need to believe it. You need to eliminate all the negativity that you might fail. You have to totally eliminate it, and you just keep pushing for the best. Keep pushing for your vision, and just trust and believe yourself, and everything. Just trust and believe the universe, because the universe is outside of the matrix, and the matrix is the system that wants to keep you down, to keep you blind, and keep following one same routine just to serve others, but never yourself. It's always serve others except yourself. When you start serving yourself first, and you become self-centered, not in the bad way, to become first, a better person and start giving, because the secret to receive something for the universe, first you have to give.
Yeah, you have to serve because others in order to get it back.
Exactly. Because when you came to life, you got your body for free, you got the best machine in the universe for free, and you got a life for free. So the universe gave you these three things, and the universe told you can do whatever you like right now. I gave you you are the best adaptation machine in the universe. You are the best human being ever. You can become whoever you want. So it's in your hands to become. Either you're gonna fail or you're gonna succeed. So it's up to you to get the messages and convert them into power and keep pushing on it, because it's not easy. But when you understand that the system, you adapting with the system. So the more you adapt, the better you become, and the more are coming to you, the easier it becomes in your mind to understand that this is life. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not the easy life of getting to the couch, eat chips, and watch movies, and chicken fingers and chicken wings, and because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, there was something that you was talking about prior, right? And it's like the believe in what others say, right? Like I was one of them. I was a victim of it, right? Like being raised in the Bronx, and like that stuff can be toxic. That environment was kind of toxic. Like, it's always like a fast type of environment, fast paced, I should say. But then when I realized, like, I didn't know who I was, right? So I had to do something what I like to call peel back layers, right? So I had to look at everything about me. Who am I? Who am I? Like, I'm Herbie, but who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. And it was one of the things that I learned about, like, looking at the Matrix, right? Like, to me, by far the best trilogy ever. You can at me if you want. We can argue all day about this. But it was something that I had to learn who I was, right? And only way I had to learn who I was to unplug from the Matrix, quote unquote. I had to stop playing the video games, right? Because, okay, I'm not really learning anything. Yeah, I'm playing like Madden and all these sports games and Call of Duties, but it's not really teaching me anything. It's fun for a while, but who am I? Mm-hmm. Then I had to learn how to unplug from drinking. Okay, I'm drinking all the time. Like, I don't like the feelings of the hangovers anymore. And then learn more and more about myself. And then once I was able to strip everything from not drinking to start working out as far as fitness. And by the way, you mentioned burpees. I hate burpees, but they by far are like the most efficient way to lose weight. I hate them, but they're a very efficient way of losing weight. But then once I was able to do that, right, and realize, okay, I'm not what those people said I am. I am smart. I am able to do this. I don't read because people say, why are you reading the book? Wait for the movie to come out. And it was like, no, let me actually start reading books. And Earl Nightingale is by far like, whew, that dude was ahead of his time, man. Like ahead of his time. So like I got a few of his books, and I also have a few Think Rich, Grow Rich. So I like those type of books. I started reading self-development books. Yeah. So I had to like understand, like, how can I where does one build a strong foundation? Because I realized I didn't have one. And it started with self. And I did a lot of self affirmations as far as like writing positive. Now, I used to write things to myself, and I kid you not, it may sound stupid to whoever's listening. I used to get a sticky note and just be like, you are loved. I love you. Like just stuff like that. And just saying, I am smart. I can do this. I can achieve this. And it, believe it or not, like it gave me that self-confidence. And now, like you said, I feel like I am the one because I've got the confidence to believe it, because I showed people what they said I couldn't do. Oh yeah, I can do. You probably can't do it because of the negative mindset and the negative energy that you have. You can keep that to the left, and I'm going to keep receiving all the positive energy on the right. And you are right. Mm-hmm. When it comes to once you shift your mindset, you start getting introduced to people that you're like, man, I don't know how I met this person, but they bring in the positive energy. They're connecting you to the right people to help you get on your path. And I tell everyone, I know I probably sound like a broken record to some of my listeners, but I really feel like when we're born, our path and destiny is set for us, right? So there's certain things that we may do that get us off that path, but the universe, God, the divine, whatever you want to call, the matrix, whatever you want to call, is going to get you right back on that path, your correct path, and you're going to get to that place that you need to be. And that's only if you put in half the work. They're not going to just, hey, I'm sitting on the couch watching potato chips, playing, watching, playing basketball or whatever. If you're not being proactive in a way to put yourself in that position to win, then you're not going to win. Like I had to slowly tell my friends, like, hey, dude, I haven't seen anything on Netflix new. Oh, why? Is it because of the family life? Nah, I'm not inspired to watch that. I'm focused on building my career, getting my path, becoming a better person, becoming a better husband, becoming a better dad. Like, that's what I'm into right now. Those movies are going to always be out there. But this moment, my tomorrow is not guaranteed. But that movie on Netflix is guaranteed to be there because Netflix paid for it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I really try to gear my life and my energy to things that's going to put me in a position to win. Or as I tell all my friends, if it's not adding value to me, man, I'm not good. I'm good. You can keep it. I'm all about adding value. Now, I do have my leisure times. Don't get it wrong, but I make sure I try to block in that time for leisure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is the time where I can go watch a movie and unwind, because I do self-care is very important. Like, sometimes, as you said in your story as well, and I think it was a key factor, and I hope people understand, you did 2 years of just working, not doing anything for yourself. I'm just working. I got to help my family do this. I got to pay for my family for that. I got to pay for me to just live. I don't have a goal. I've been there, done that. And I refuse to do that. So this way I make sure, like, okay, Sundays, my me day, my family day, that's my leisure day. So whatever the family want to do, if it's walk around, go to the park, go shopping, or watch a movie, cool. But after that, I'm locked in. I got to do something. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to add value to others, and I want others to add value to my life. So no, I think that was key. I'm glad that you mentioned that 2 years of just being in a zombie state, quote unquote, because sometimes
it's like I never existed.
Yeah, you probably don't. You probably remember the struggle of it, but not the certain. Man, I remember what I did this date, But no. I'm glad that you brought that up, and for me, that was very key, because I've been there for about 4 years of just like, what am I doing with my life? But whatever conversation that you had, I don't know. I can't remember if you said if it was with your coworker that told you.
No, it was a friend.
It was a friend. See, and you're probably like, man, I'm glad he had that conversation with me, because this way, I can actually realize why did I come here? I didn't just come here to work. I actually came here for myself. Not to say I'm selfish, but I have a dream that I'm trying to achieve, and I just want to get that across. But you have mentioned something about the Matrix as well, as far as like even though family, it's supposed to be family, and they're supposed to guide you and support you, necessarily your family didn't do that.
No.
So how was the adjustment for you because it's painful. Like, I've been there, as far as like not having family support me, and you're like, but I support you. And I realize, I'm just speaking for myself, and I realize, what's the difference of me blocking a stranger on Instagram or Facebook or just in life than my family? Nothing. If you're bringing negativity, I got to block you. Blood doesn't mean anything at this point. But for your perspective, how was that?
It was the most difficult part in my life, when everything starts, when I start feeling that everything is shifting in my head and everything starts changing. You could see it every day, every second. Every time you were talking with a family member, it's like you were hitting your head in the wall. Like you see it, like you're hitting your wall, like not because they don't understand you, it's because like you're doing something wrong. You can't follow that person anymore. So how the biggest change in my life was when my family was telling me that I'm gonna remain stupid for the rest of my life and I'm never gonna achieve anything and I can't become anything. I said to myself, I was listening to some podcast and especially everybody needs a moment to change. Yes. Every single person in this specific moment. Your moment, it can be totally different than mine, and mine can be totally different than anybody's. So it's like a smoker, right? Like smokes for 30 years. If somebody next to him, somebody that he loves, when you, let's say you beg him to stop smoking, he says, no, I cannot, no, I cannot, no, I cannot. If somebody next to him, let's say die or something happens to him because of smoking, he's going to say, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm stop smoking. So his moment was to see something connected with the feeling that he has with smoking, and that smoke, the smoke, made something to somebody that he loved. So he says, no more. So this is what happened with me. I got my moment when I was listening to Dan Tapani, a speech of Dan Tapani, and he was telling about the energy vampires and how relatives can become energy vampires, and they can suck your energy. He says, have you ever had the moment of you having a conversation for somebody for 2 hours, and after 2 hours you say, oh my God, that was amazing. I feel great, man. I just want to go, climb Everest. And let's say with you, right? We have a 2 hours conversation. We feel amazing. And then you go to a relative or a friend and you talk for 2 minutes. And at the end of the 2 minutes, you're like, you say, Jesus, I feel like so drained. I just want to.
Why did I pick up the phone?
Yeah, exactly. You say, just let me go sleep right now. I'm very tired. So I say, oh my God, this guy is very, very right. So he was keep saying, and I say to myself, let me try. Like I'm going back to my point. So when on the part of the conversation before, so I said to myself, I like this with myself. I'm offering this and this to others. What makes me happy? Makes me happy when I'm creating something, it gives happiness to you, and then I'm happiness from my whatever I offered you, and unconditionally. I don't want anything back. I just want to see you live good life, and that's why I'm into fitness and to motivation and ambassador of a brand, because I want to try as long as I can, as long as I live, to change as many lives as possible. So programming was my thing, of creating something and create something for programming and give it to customers, and then see the happiness from the app that you give to the people. So the first thing I said to myself, I'm gonna take a class online, me, the stupid guy, me, that I'm never gonna become anything. And I got the Duke University, North Carolina class for programming, and I was living with relatives back then, and the only thing I was doing, I was working, going back home, I was saying, I'm sorry, I have to go to study every day for months, nonstop. And everybody was start going against me. Why are you doing this? You just you can't do this. You're never gonna make it. That's too much. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. You can't do it. Blah 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 blah. I finished it. I printed. I got the certification, and I go to these relatives, and I saw the paper. I said, look at this. So this is me, the stupid, the guy that will never make it, the guy that will never be successful, the guy will never do this, and this. And the reaction was like, nice. And I say, oh my God. So since that day, I took off all the titles from every person, friend, brother, sister, mother, father, whatever. If you are a person that you want me to see you and help you grow, and you are the same thing for me, we're just working as a teamwork to grow, as much as we can, then we can stay, and we can stay to each other's life. If there's nothing similar, it's just I said to myself, there's no meaning for it. Because you can say, I'm going to be 75% positive in this life and 25% negative. Why do you keep the 25% negative in your life? Why you want to feel 25% miserable? Why you want to let 25% of abuse in your life? Why you want to leave 25% chances of you failing, of you committing suicide, or believing you're stupid, or taking, or quitting? It's like you have 1 in 200 million to win the lottery. Why you want to leave the chances of losing the prize? So it has to be 100%. So I said, that's it. So I cut my path. I cried a lot. I was in dark places because I believed, I can't do this, and I was fighting. It was the Angelo that was trying to get into the right path. And the Angelo that I just left behind, like, he was trying to bring me back, and it was very, very difficult. It took not a long time, because I was distracting myself with reading, distracting myself with podcasts. I was distracting myself with always the people that were saying, you're doing the right thing. This is the way to become something extraordinary, because you have to leave behind the things that, you have to break the chains of the weight that drags you to slow you down. It's like you have a Ferrari, right? And you have chains but to drag like 2 cars, let's say, even one, but let's say 2-3 cars, and it's going to go slow. And you're going to believe, oh, look at this Ferrari, it's very slow, it's never going to make it. But actually the Ferrari is meant to run as fast as possible, to go with 300 miles per hour. So if you break the chains, you see the true speed, you see the true potential of the car, you see like disappearing from your eyes in a second. So it was extremely difficult to break the chains. But once you break it, once you make it to the other side, and you see stuff you could never believe that you're going to see, and the feedback that you're getting from the people, and the changes that you see on the other people's lives, and how you impact other people, and how you change also, and how you feel, and how the fulfillment that you're getting, instead of entertainment or happiness for a second, like a meaningless, let's call it happiness, whatever. Now you see the fulfillment that makes you feel like, this is my passion, this is my path, this is my purpose. When I found my purpose, I almost wanted to cry. And I would say, Jesus, this is unbelievable. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. And who don't believe into me, I say that just stay away, because they're always going to be negative. Always somebody's going to say something about the weather, like me. I don't like the weather of New England, but this is how it is. I need to, of course, I accepted it and I like it. And that's how everybody is. And we have to accept what we want to be, and just overcome the obstacles one by one and keep going.
I love it. This was a powerful interview. I appreciate this, man. I love the insight of it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And plus, you talked about one of my favorite movies, what is The Matrix. So but unfortunately we run out of time and we have to go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. If people
I wish we could have another hour.
I know we're gonna probably have to reschedule another time to have you back on. But for the listeners out there that want to learn more about you and find you and keep up with you and want to become a supporter of what you're doing, where can they find you at?
I have a page on Instagram, mostly as a fitness for body and mind, and I'm doing the exercise that I'm doing with Freeletics, the brand that I'm an ambassador with, and also I'm trying my best with some posts of motivation and inspiration, and also like examples of other people or everything from life to keep you growing. It's a fitness for body and mind, mostly on Instagram.
Okay. What's the Instagram? You didn't say it.
It's a fitness for body and mind.
Oh, that's the whole Instagram, fitness for body and mind. Okay, I thought you were saying that was the focus. Okay, got you. Got you.
That's a focus. That's a focus, and that's the name. It's a fitness for body and mind.
I love it. So you already know what you're getting once you click. Anything else that you're working with? That's it.
That's it. That's so far my best, and trying to. We do live Zoom workouts with people from all over the world with Freeletics. I'm hosting daily, except Monday and Thursday. I'm posting details for the workouts almost daily on Instagram, so you can find anything you want on my Instagram page.
Perfect. I love it. Angelo, thanks for being on, man. This was a dope conversation, and very relieving too, like to find another person that loves The Matrix as much as I do. So until then, guys, we have to go. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you.